What's going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel, and if you guys are new, welcome. Today we're going to be covering the Compass Rose, which does actually feel super crispy inside of the Crucible. In my personal opinion, feels just like the Fractithesis, that nice stasis shotgun that we got. Both that precision frame, so you can see how they feel very similar. Definitely one of my favorite frames to go to. Now, before we get into the god rolls for both PvE, PvP, we are going to go over its origins traits. So we got Dream Work, once per reload, assist or assisted final blow, partially refills the magazine from reserves, increased reload speed for a short duration. Definitely more of a PvE origin trait than PvP. Second origin trait, which I think I use more on this, we have the Nadir's Focus. So sustained fire increases accuracy and range. Definitely also a PvE perk in my personal opinion, but not too shabby for the Crucible, especially if you can get that extra little bit of range to proc. It does feel like you are getting a nice little beat on those enemies from super far away. Now, when we start out for the PvE realm, this is going to have backup mag on it, as well as that reload masterwork. Using small bore as our barrel gives us the best of all the worlds in my personal opinion for range, stability, as well as reload speed. Now, we got two options for magazines. First one is assault mag. I do really like this for stability, as well as we shoot a little bit faster with the rounds per minute, so definitely good inside of the PvE realm. Second option is that tactical mag. We get +1 in the magazine, +10 to reload, +5 for stability, so our reload's almost at 70, allowing us to do a pretty good DPS output with this thing. We do go down a little bit in the rounds per minute, but it is only down to 65 from 70, so you kind of got to play with it, and depends on your playstyle if you use this or assault mag. Now, when we move on to the third and fourth column, got a couple options for sure in each one. Threat Detector is my first option right here. Increased reload, stability, handling when enemies are in close proximity. Definitely a very good perk for both PvP as well as PvE. Second option is Dual Loader, reloads an additional shot at a time, so we're loading 2 instead of 1. Very nice little thing, especially when our reload is all the way up 70. Feels like you reload instantly. Last but not least, a little sleeper perk is that Grave Robber. Melee final blows or dealing damage with a charged melee reloads this weapon from the magazine from reserves, so not too shabby, especially if you're pairing it with something like a Little Titan build or something like a combination blow Liar's Handshake build where you are using your melees consistently. So Grave Robber, not a bad option as well. First option in the fourth column right here is Trench Barrel. After a successful melee hit, this weapon gains increased damage, handling, and reload for a short time or until 3 shots are fired. So Trench Barrel with Grave Robber, not a bad option. Definitely a sleeper combination in my personal opinion. Second option could go something like Vorpal right here. We get that +15% damage increase on this shotgun right here against those bosses, mini bosses, vehicles, guardians, and their supers. So overall, pretty good PvE perk. Third option, Incandescent, is more for that add clear potential or some crazy solar builds, but defeating targets obviously spreads Scorch to those nearby targets as well. Powerful combatants and opposing guardians cause a larger radius of that Scorch to spread, so Incandescent definitely more on top of the add clear side rather than the DPS. Last option for our fourth column is 1-2 punch. Hitting an enemy with every pellet in a shot increases melee damage for a short duration, so this with Grave Robber, also not a bad option as well. Very interesting perks on this bad boy. I think for a solar shotgun, I do like the Ikelos obviously, but this thing is feeling very good, very crispy in my opinion. Gonna give it like a 4-1 out of 5. Could even raise it a little bit more the more I play with it, but as of now, 4-1 feels good in my personal opinion, but it definitely feels even way better inside of the Crucible, so we will get into that role now. Now, when we move on to PvP, if you're looking for jack of all trades barrel-wise, going with range as our masterwork, corkscrew rifling as our barrel right here gives us +5 in stability, range, as well as handling. So we got that stability and handling in the mid-40s, as well as our range all the way up at pushing 90 with this, so very good little perk. Now, if you're looking to really juice out your range, but also give yourself a little bit more spread in those pellets, we're going to go with Smoothbore. Gives us 97 in range with this bad boy, so absolutely disgusting, but you do get a -7.5 in that increase in projectile spread, so it's going to be a little bit larger by almost 10%. In the magazine realm right here, for us, we're going to go with authorized rounds. We get +10 for range, gives us that nice juicy 90 if we're using our our corkscrew rifling, or all the way up to that 97, 98 with smoothbore. Third column, we actually got a lot of different perks. Slide shot is one of my favorites. Sliding partially refills the magazine and gives us a little bit of range as well as stability, so I like all of that for this weapon, especially with that range. It gives us plus 20, so that's why I like the corkscrew a little bit more than the smoothbore, just so we can get that plus 20 on the slide shot. Gives us that 100 in range anyways, even when we're at that nice 88, 89, 90. Another option for y'all is threat remover. Dealing damage with all the bullets in a spread increases reload handling and stability. Feels very, very good when you're using this. Hot swapping between this and a hand cannon feels just right. Another option, threat detector. Increases reload stability handling when enemies are in close proximity, so not a bad option as well. They do play very similar, just if you hit your shot, you're going to get threat remover. If you are close to those enemies, you're going to get threat detector. Now, last option for me, and I think my god roll between slide shot and this slick shot is what I would go with. Either one works well for me. Increase that handling by a bunch. We get 100 handling on this bad boy when we're using slick draw, so it feels instant when you pull it out. We do lose a little bit of target acquisition, but my personal opinion, didn't really feel that negative right there of the target acquisition, but really felt the handling positive. So slide shot or slick draw, definitely the go-to. Now, fourth column, not nearly as many options, but opening shot would be my number one choice right here. Improved accuracy and range on that opening shot of the attack. So this, with everything that we were talking about, that slick draw as well as that, or the slide shot, we're able to get 100 range plus a big juice to that aim assist at plus 20, so feels very good on side of this nice little shotgun inside of the Crucible. Last option I'm going to go with is the Vorpal weapon. We get that nice 20% damage increase against those Guardians in their super, so could be a good option for people using their nice solar supers specifically, since we got that solar burn on this bad boy. But overall, like the opening shot with slick draw or slide shot, would give that thing probably like a 4.7 out of 5. Like I said, precision frame, one of my favorite shotgun frames in the game for sure. Fractithesis, this, they both feel super, super crisp, about the same. This thing has nearly 100 range and 100 handling on it when we use the right combination of perks, so absolutely disgusting in PvP, very good in PvE as well. So y'all will have to let me know what you guys think of this Solstice weapon. Get to grinding out those nice bonfire bashes like we have been for the past couple years. The drops have been definitely a lot, and you're able to crank them out in like 7-8 minutes, so definitely worth the grind. You'll be able to get all the god rolls very easily. So again, appreciate all you guys for capping up with the channel. Means a lot to me, means a lot to the channel. Helps if you hit that bell as well as the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the updates that we have on this channel, builds, god roll guides, etc. So thank you guys again. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.